Welcome back, everybody. Today, as the title of the video indicates, we're going to be going over the top 5 guns of 2020. Now, it's not particularly the top 5 guns of 2020 per se. On this channel, when we do our top 5s at the end of the year, we do the top 5 guns that we reviewed that year. So the review had to be published on the channel from January 1st until today, which is just December 30th as of when I'm recording this. And basically, I wanted to, generally speaking, focus on things that were either new and innovative or kind of new and innovative to the market, which we'll get to, as you guys will see here in just a second, or things that are kind of a really high value proposition. Again, in 2020, when everything's a little bit out of whack in terms of the firearms market, please bear with the geese noise because we are out on the lake to modify Paul Harrell's saying there. So they are no particular order. So the first one I show you isn't going to be like a cooler or better or higher ranked in the top 5. It's just the top 5. We had over 100 videos that were in the category, or almost 100 videos that were in the category of guns. So I went through them all. I narrowed it down to 13, and then I picked 5. And I left out some good ones, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll just start out here with the one that's physically closest to me as of right now. And we reviewed this one at the beginning of the year. This is the Daniel Defense DDM4 PDW. It's a 300 blackout chambered pistol, has our Maxim Defense adjustable brace here, and has a 7-inch cold hammer forged, obviously 300 blackout chrome lined MP HV tested barrel. It has the patented Daniel Defense bolt lockup system, which is integral to their upper receiver, super strong and durable. And this is kind of just a trend that we've seen over the last few years, particularly with 300 blackout chambered guns, is to get them really small and really compact, obviously with the brace collapse. It's a very short overall gun, and of course doesn't ship with the suppressor on there, so it's very tiny and easy to conceal, put in a backpack, those sorts of things. And I know there's a lot of folks out there that are doing that, and it's been a popular gun for sure. One of the things that's good about Daniel Defense, and I'm going to mention this about a couple other products that we're going to talk about here coming up, is that Daniel Defense makes almost everything in-house. So this thing is restocked all the time. If you guys follow me on Facebook or Parler or Twitter, you guys will see that I'm posting whenever this thing comes in stock. Generally speaking, at least once a week these days, and it sells out pretty quickly, but they are making them and they are available, which is a good thing in 2020 because that's not always the case. But it's not an inexpensive gun, but it's a fantastic performer, super reliable, and a lot of folks want that compact 300 blackout gun. And if you don't mind the price point on it, which certainly isn't inexpensive, but there's definitely way more expensive guns out there for sure, then it's definitely one I would take a look at without question. For folks asking, it's a Bowers Group can on there. All right, next up, we're going to look at a non-AR, and that is this guy right here. This is the Romanian PSL. So a lot of folks that say it looks like a Dragunov or any other number rather of 7.62 by 5.4 chambered DMR style rifles, but basically on this guy, the Romanians just made a bigger AK. That's what they did. They didn't do all the modifications that, again, the Dragunov and other Russian and Chinese variants out there did. They just made a big ass AK. So that's what we have here. We have the bulge front trunnion on there, obviously cold hammer forged chrome lined barrel. If you guys didn't watch my review, check it out. It has really good accuracy for a gun of this type. With this particular optic, it ships with the 4X scope with a BDC auto ranging reticle, which again, if you guys haven't seen the video, check it out. But essentially this thing right here is the grandfather of all ACSS optics. And it's a very cool design, especially for when it was created. But these things aren't new really in the country. However, they are newly imported for 2020. So there was a gap of many years where these were not coming into the United States, and the folks at Century did manage to bring a bunch in, and they're bringing in more from what I understand as of right now. They were more expensive because from what I understand, again, the folks over at the Kujir, I could be saying that wrong, plant over in Romania had to tool up to make these again, to get their old machines back in place. So they're not as cheap as they used to be for sure, but for a cool import style gun that's uber reliable, shoots around, that again in 2020 is relatively affordable. This stuff, 7.62 by 5.4R right now, is cheaper than 5.56. So Yeah, weird world that we live in. But anyway, super reliable, accurate, and it definitely has a ton of power behind it. For sure, it is a cool gun in terms of what Nut and Fancy would call as a second type of cool, but I'll tell you, it's a performer as well. Yeah, you know, can a modern AR-10 be had for less and have similar results? Sure. But is it as cool as this? No. So there's that. All right. Now we're going to move along to a gun that is relatively affordable, and I absolutely was very, very pleasantly surprised by. So this right here is the Arex Delta. So for folks that don't know, Arex, or previously known as Rex Defense, is a company over in Slovenia. They make a lot of military hardware. It is not a new company. I did review one of their pistols, I don't know, 2 years ago, which was, I believe, the Rex 01. And that thing was flawless. It eats everything. And this is their striker fire version, which is very similar in size to the Glock 19. It fits in all Glock 19 holsters that I did try, just for what it's worth in that. Has a modular frame there in terms of switching out grip sizes and those sorts of things. Comes with a 15 and 17 round magazine, Mech-Gar mags, by the way, which are fantastic. Cold hammer forged barrel and a fantastic trigger. Like I said, striker fire breaks really, really crisp, right around 5 pounds. If you guys like the BP9 or the PPQ type triggers, it's right there in that ballpark. Crisp, excellent reset. It's just a fantastic gun. It was 100% reliable in our testing. And the beauty of it, in addition to all the things I talk about in that video, which is a ton of good features to it. It's fully ambidextrous. The beauty of it, though, is the price point on this guy. Right now, with my code, you can get it for $350, which, again, for a gun that is uber reliable, shoots 9mm, good capacity, super ergonomic, great grip texture to it, cold hammer forged barrel, eats everything, by a company that's not going anywhere. That certainly is saying something. Now, as of when I'm recording this, in a couple days or weeks, hopefully, a newer modular version of this, Delta L, I believe is what it's called, is supposedly going to be landing here in the US, but this will continue to be imported and will continue to be sold at the same price point. And it's a fantastic gun for all around use, carry, home defense, whatever the case may be. Fantastic one. And just a note that I should have mentioned when I mentioned the PSL, again, I'm filming this at the end of 2020. We're not really sure what's going to happen with the presidential race, but it is a distinct possibility that a import ban could happen should Joe Biden get into office. So again, that hasn't been decided as of when I'm filming this video. So I don't know when you guys are watching this, but that's something to think of too if you're trying to think of what should I get and when should I get it. Unfortunately, it is a reality of the situation that we find ourselves in right now at this point in history. Oh God, the geese are going crazy. Let's let them pass here. I don't know if you guys can see them. They might be out of focus. But about 60 of them just flew by. They did a flyby. Next up, guys, is going to be this rifle right here. This is the IWI Zion 15. So is there anything super remarkable about this gun? Not particularly, but what makes it remarkable again in 2020 is that, number one, it's available. So these things are in production all the time at their plant over in Pennsylvania, and it is a high quality gun for the money. These can be had, generally speaking, don't quote me on this, for under $1,000 and generally around $900, and you get a high quality AR-15. Has a nitride barrel in there, mid-length. It's a little bit larger than normal profile barrel, but it's not a heavy profile barrel. It's got a 1 1/8 twist in there. If you guys watch the video, you'll see it shot everything pretty darn accurately. It has a quality lockup system there on the 15-inch M-LOK rail. Good specs there on the bolt carrier group. It comes with B5 system, SOP mod stock, which I like. It's been a favorite of the channel for many, many years, and it comes with the B5 grip as well. Super reliable, great accuracy, and again, it's from a brand that isn't going anywhere. IWI US isn't going anywhere. They're going to continue to make them. They make a ton of stuff in-house, which again leads to it actually being available at this time. And I think value-wise in 2020, you get a whole lot of rifle for the money, and uber reliable, good accuracy. Can't really complain about it. everybody needs an AR-15. So there is that. And that was, I believe, the fourth one that we covered, if I am counting correctly, and I am. And the last one that's going to be in the top 5 list of guns that I reviewed this year. Unfortunately, you guys cannot buy this particular one. However, what this is this is a HK UMP 45 submachine gun. So this is a select fire gun. And it's just been a fan favorite here on the channel. Whenever I post pictures of it, everybody always reacts really positively, and I react positively as well. It's been 100% reliable with any ammo that we put through it. We put several thousand rounds through it at this point. It's got good ergos, unlike the MP5. That's right, I said it. You can quote me on that. It's a straight blowback design, obviously chambered in 45 ACP, good magazine capacity, and now that LWRC has come out with their 45 submachine gun, the mags are actually relatively available because they take the same mags, for folks that don't know that. Just a lot of fun to shoot, and the reason I'm even bringing it into this video is that right now, the HK USCs, which is a carbine version of this, which a lot of folks use to make a pistol version or a SBR version, just like you see here, but only semi-automatic only. Those are in the country, and you absolutely can buy them if you want to do a conversion. Check out the internet forums. There's plenty of tutorials out there on how to do it, and it is just a super reliable, high quality gun, and a lot of fun to shoot. It's a smile machine. It's one of those guns that you hand to people and everybody instantly smiles as soon as you do that. So there is that. Just for folks wondering, TLR RM1, or rather Streamlight RM1 light on there, which we have a full review of, and that is a Crimson Trace red dot on top. So that is the top 5 list. However, being 2020, things are a little crazy, and I wanted to include an honorable mention. This particular firearm doesn't fit the category, i.e. my review of it was not released in 2020, it was released the year prior. But I think this really is a very good candidate for the gun of 2020 without question, and we will bust it out right here. This one right here is the Palmetto State Armory GF3 AK-47. Why do I say that? Well, these have continued to be in production all the time. They are readily available from $700-ish, depending on the feature set that you are looking for in terms of accessories. We have our 4150 nitrided barrel on there, hammer forged, bolt carrier, and trunnion, and then again different furniture options that are out there. And this particular gun has been super reliable. I've been using it in a ton of different testing simply because the ammo is more affordable this year, and it's got, I don't even know how many thousand rounds through at this point. It's had 2 malfunctions. Both of them were well suppressed, because if you don't know, sometimes AKs are not big fans of being suppressed, and both of them were with hollow point ammunition. But other than that, it has ran 100%, and like I said, these things are being made almost 100%, if not 100%, in-house by the folks over at Palmetto State Armory, and just about every day they put them up in stock and they sell out immediately, and they've been doing so all year round. And again, in terms of bang for the buck in 2020, especially considering what 7.62 by 39 ammo costs versus some of the other options that we discussed here today, it's got to be the rifle of 2020, the official rifle of 2020. $700 out the door, super reliable, durable. Check out Rob Ski's test of it. Check out the endurance test that the folks at Henderson Defense did of a full auto one, which I think went 17,000 rounds before the barrel started to keyhole. And that's pretty impressive results for a gun, like I said, that comes in around $700, again, depending on the actual feature set that you get with it. So that is the bonus one, or the sort of extra +1 to the top 5. It's not in the top 5 because it's not eligible, but if it was, it absolutely would be, and deserves an honorable mention with everything that's going on today, because times are crazy in the firearms industry. They have been basically since March, February timeframe, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. So that's it, guys. I tried to pick ones that you guys could get, at least with relative consistency, and ones that really did perform quite well for me on the channel and during the testing here this year. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, you can post down below in the comment section. If there's a gun that I reviewed and you think I should have had in the list, definitely post it down below in the comment section. I look forward to seeing that, to see what you guys think I should have picked. If you are subscribed, thank you very much. Just check that you are subscribed though, because for whatever reason, YouTube seems to be unsubscribing folks from this channel. And then if you have a question that you need answered, you can post that over at my Facebook page. I do get back to everybody over there. Sometimes it takes me a few days, weeks, because there's literally hundreds of thousands of you and only one of me, but I do get back to everybody. And if any of this stuff goes on sale, and when it goes on sale, I always post it up on Facebook, Parler, Twitter, basically everywhere but Instagram, because Instagram doesn't let me do that. And that's pretty much it. Been a crazy year. Who knows what's going to happen in 2021? We will find out. Stay tuned to the channel. I'll let you know. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.